Hello beautiful makeup lovers and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm diving into a lot of palettes from my collection. I have picked out palettes that I think would be really nice to use at winter time. Now of course you can use any colours you want, anytime you want, but I just thought I'd give you a little bit of inspo either to dig out old palettes from your collection, or if you're looking for a new palette to purchase, maybe one of these colour stories could be for you, or just to look at makeup, talk about makeup because it's fun. Now I am very excited to say that this video is in collaboration with one of my lovely friends. She is on YouTube. Her name is Rachel. I will link her YouTube and her Instagram down below. She is Shimmers and Silver, and like I say, she'll be linked down below. Please do check her out. She is a passionate makeup lover. She likes to use old and new, and she makes a lot of sense when she's talking. A lot more sense than I do in my videos. So like I say, please do go check her out. She's done the same video. She's going to be discussing her winter palettes, and I'm excited to see what's going to be in her video and whether we've got any the same. Look, I've got a lot of palettes here, so I'm not going to spend too much time on each individual one, but I love to talk about different colour stories, different formulas and different brands. So grab a drink and let's get into it. I'm going to start out with a fairly recent one. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Triochrome palette, and I have done a video on this recently. If I've got corresponding videos, I will try and link them down below next to the name of the palette in case you want to see swatches or close-ups or the look that I did, any of that type of thing. But I just thought this, for winter, not only would it be an amazing Christmas present, but I just feel like you've got depth in here, you've got a mid-tone, you've got a light shade, you've got two options for shimmers. One is a duochrome and one is a lot lighter. So I just feel like, for me personally, that's what I look for in an eyeshadow palette. So I feel like this is a well-rounded one. And if you like blue eyeshadow, I know it scares a lot of people, I think this is a great option. And it's one of the more affordable ones from Natasha Denona because obviously she can be a bit pricey. Then we're going to dive into some P.Louise. I have been loving P.Louise products recently, and I'm not quite sure if they still do this palette. I hope they do because it is beautiful. It's called Under the Mistletoe. It's one of the Love Tapes palettes, and inside the colour story for Christmas time, winter time, if you want some green and red, this is the palette for you. This colour story is absolutely stunning. Again, we've got some depth, some mid-tones, some lighter tones, and two different shimmers to choose from. I think it's super cute. Not everybody loves the P.Louise packaging. I do think it's on the smaller side, this one. It's a little bit chunky, but as P.Louise packaging goes, this one is on the smaller side, and I really like the P.Louise formula in general, especially the mattes, and I'm not sure if she's updated the shimmer formula since this. Maybe I need to find that out, but I really enjoyed working with this, and it's a little bit difficult in the sense that red and green don't blend together. They're not friends on the colour wheel, but if you're doing red on the top, green on the bottom, or you're not fully blending them into each other, you're just placing them next to each other, that would work nicely. And of course there is more of a brownie shade that would work with both the red and the green. Cute little Christmas palette. On the more affordable side, we have some Makeup Revolution, and this is the Revolution and Grinch palette. Is that just what it's called? Because I'm sure they've done more than one Grinch palette, but it's the fluffy one. And again, I've done a video on this one, and Makeup Revolution isn't always my favourite formula. I know it's more affordable and in the drugstore, but that doesn't mean that it can't be good quality, do you know? So it's a little bit hit and miss for me with Makeup Revolution, but I actually did think the formula in this was quite nice. I think there was only one shade that I struggled with, and I can't quite remember what that is now, but if you're interested in this colour story of this palette, please do check out the video that is linked down below. But yeah, I'm sure there was only one shimmer that was a bit difficult to pick up, but actually, as far as Makeup Revolution goes, I think this is a cute little Christmas palette. And again, you do have some depth, you do have some lighter tones. I don't know if these two greens could have been a little bit more different. Do you know? But you also have the option of purple in here as well. And of course, it's Grinch. Who doesn't love the Grinch at Christmas time? I'm literally staring at my Grinch hoodie that I got from Primark last year that's hanging on the door in here. Then we have a smaller UK indie brand. This is Dreamhouse Cosmetics Midnight Garden palette. This was very kindly sent to me in PR, and it is the first palette that the brand launched, and I think the colour story in here as well as jewel tones. It is just, it could be beautiful for Christmas. You do have the red shimmer, you do have the greens, you even have blue if you want to go a little bit more blue and icy, and you do still have some neutral options in this. And I think it is a beautiful formula. The shimmers are really easy to pick up, look beautiful on the lid. They are a more traditional shimmer formula, but I think they work beautifully. The mattes are buttery and soft and blendable. Again, I do have a video on this one, and I just think this is quite versatile for this time of year if you're wanting something for winter. The colour story is definitely more versatile than maybe some of the other palettes that we talked about so far. Okay, I was looking at my Melt collection because it's quite extensive, and I'm like, which one out of these Melt eyeshadow palettes would be the one I would reach for Christmas time or winter time? And it would be the Gemini 2. Now, I don't reach for this an awful lot just because it is very grungy deep red, which I don't usually go for, but actually at Christmas time, if you want a little bit of a vampy grungy red kind of look, I think this would be beautiful. Dramatic, smoky. I think the formula is really nice in this one, and again, you do have some light mattes in this palette, and you only have 2 shimmers which are on the deeper side, so I feel like this is more if you're wanting something dramatic, deep, you're going on a night out type of Christmas vibe. Do you know? Then we have an extremely new one in my collection. I've just done a video on this collection, and it is the Christmas Town palette from Melt. Like, I love Nightmare Before Christmas with a passion, so of course I had to pick up the collection, and I will link it down below like I say. And inside, the colour story is absolutely stunning for Christmas and winter time. This is a bit of me. I love bright Technicolor, if you didn't know and you haven't been on this channel before, and I think it is gorgeous. Now, I will say, the formula isn't my favourite from Melt. If you watch the video, you'll see what I mean. I do need to play around with this some more because of course I've only done one look with it so far, but the shades that I used, I think it was this red, was a little bit lackluster for me. It's not the red that I'm kind of used to from Melt, if I'm honest, but the other shades that I used were beautiful, especially Sugar Plum Visions, which is this purple with sort of a blue reflect, and the green shimmer called Mistletoe. So far, I'm only disappointed with this one shade really, which is a bit of a shame because it is the brighter red in the palette, but if you love Melt and you love Nightmare Before Christmas and you picked up this palette, maybe this is giving you a nudge to dig it back out again, or maybe you've got something similar in your collection that you could dupe this with, and it's just giving you a bit of inspo colour story wise. Then we have another indie brand. I absolutely love indie brands with a passion, and this is Wicked Widow Beauty. This is the Scissorhands 2 palette. I really wanted to try the brand, and this is one of the first palettes that I got from them, and I think the packaging is just beautiful. I have done a video on this and the smaller palette I picked up with it at the same time. And the colour story in here, I mean, not only has it got little snowflakes and everything on the packaging, but inside it is like a bit of a winter wonderland, don't you think? I feel like this shade, Imperfect, is one of my favourite shimmers in my entire collection. It is so shifty and really metallic, and it's a knockout on the lid. It stands out like ridiculous amounts. Am I even making sense? No, I'm just too excited about this shimmer. And of course you've got your blues, your greens, you could go purple if you wanted to. You have got sort of a reddy brown here. I just feel like this for Christmas. And actually I really like the formula of Wicked Widow Beauty. Like I say, I wanted to try the brand, and I do think the shimmers are more my favourite than the mattes in this palette, if I'm honest. I do think the mattes are really good quality. Not my absolute favourite in the world, but really good, but the shimmers in this are the standout. You're gonna think this is weird because this is a Halloween palette, but for me, I would use it for Christmas also. This is the Odin's Eye collab with Angelica nyqvist. It's the Trick or Treat palette. Yes, I know. I have done a video on the palettes that I picked up from Odin's Eye from Angelica's collection, and inside, yes, it does look Halloweeny, but I feel like you could do beautiful Christmas looks with this because you've got the reds, you've got the greens, you've even got a bit of gold in there if you wanted to go gold. Like if you ignored the orange and took out the orange and maybe this yellow matte, I feel like it would just be the absolute perfect Christmas palette. Is that just me? Please do let me know. Now I do really like Odin's Eye formula in general. Some of their palettes are better than others, and the collabs that they do with Angelica I feel like are better quality than some of the other palettes that they release when they're not collabing with her, which is a little bit strange. I think the shimmers in this, they don't have pan like some of the others that I've got from Odin's Eye, and I think the mattes are just so pigmented and delicious. I absolutely love this palette, and when Odin's Eye do the formula like this, it is just knockout, and the packaging is always goals. They are a Swedish indie brand, but I believe they ship from China, and there's a little bit of debate going on about this, but they are technically a Swedish indie brand. Then we have something a little bit different, because I didn't just want to go for reds and greens and blues because it's icy for Christmas and, you know, red and green, you know. So I thought, what would I pick that was a little bit different? And I've gone for the Ace Beauté Aura palette. I don't dig this out enough. This colour story is actually beautiful. If you wanted to go a little bit more on the purpley side, or even more of the sort of deep berry, you also do have some neutrals in here if you wanted to ground the look a little bit more, not be too in everybody's face for Christmas. Then I feel like this is a really nice option, and I feel like people have forgotten about this palette. Like this palette and the one that it came out with, Envy, the green and blue one, I feel like at the time they was really hyped up when they were released, and then no one's talking about them anymore, and I feel like that's really sad because this is great quality and a beautiful colour story. Then we have Unearthly Cosmetics, and I've got the In the Dark palette. Now it does say Alien Cosmetics on this one because they did have a name change, and mine is one of the originals before it was changed. I don't know if it's been changed twice since I bought this, I can't even remember. But if you do have the original or one of the other versions, this is also gorgeous for Christmas and winter time. I feel like, especially, which shade is it? It's this shade, Illusion, that's like a purpley blue. And I just feel like it's an icicle on the eye type of shade. You know, if you want something looking a little bit frosty, a little bit chilly, but also you've got these rich, deep pigmented mattes to go with it. So I just feel like you could create a beautiful and interesting look with this one. Then we have the Beauty Bay Metamorphic palette. They released this not too long ago. Love the packaging and that it is magnetic and opens in the middle, although it's not the easiest to show on camera and the inside is reflective. But the actual colour story, can I actually show you without blinding you? The colour story is very cool toned, it's very grey leaning, blues and purples. The formula is really nice. I do really like the Beauty Bay formula. It's not my absolute favourite, but I think they do it really, really nicely, especially for the price points that they release them for. And if you like cool tones and you want something a little bit on the grey side, but you can have a little bit of a purple twist or a blue twist, I think this one is a great option. Now, I didn't know if I was going to be able to talk about these palettes, but Odin's Eye surprised me. They have re-released last year's Christmas palettes, which I'm so glad about, because when they sold out, everybody lost their minds. I wanted to pick them up and they were gone, which was a shame, but now they are back. They are on the website if you want to pick them up. We have the Merry Christmas palette and the Christmas Eve palette. I love the colour stories of these. I didn't pick up the two new ones that they released this year because the colour stories in them do not call to me. As much as I love Odin's Eye, I can't buy all the makeup in the world, which is very, very sad, I know. But we'll talk about the Christmas Eve palette first. And this colour story is more on the blue side, a little bit icy, a little bit cold. I really, really like the formula in this. It's beautiful, and the colour story, just the way that it's put together and curated, this one is super, super cute. Again, I feel like that is really nice quality. I haven't had any issues with that palette, and I'm trying to get it back in its sleeve. Now, the Merry Christmas palette is my favourite of the two. I feel like this is a little bit similar to the palette that Angelica nyqvist did, the Trick or Treat palette with Odin's Eye. It has similar vibes. It's not an exact dupe, it's not the same whatsoever, but it has the similar colour story, which is probably why I felt like that one was a little bit Christmas leaning, because I feel like this one is. Now, this one, for me, is an absolute all-rounder for Christmas and winter time. I know it hasn't got the blues or purples, but I feel like I gravitate towards green a lot, just in case you didn't know. And we've got some gorgeous greens in here, especially Elf Wish is like, I can see different goldy reflex in that beautiful green shimmer. It is stunning. And then you've got your reds, and you have different cool tone greens and warm tone greens. It's delicious. It's delicious. I love Nomad Cosmetics with a passion. They are a US based indie brand, and I discovered them, and the first palettes I bought was the one that I'm going to talk about, and I think it was the tropical one. But this is the Whistler Snow Lodge from Nomad Cosmetics. Like, the packaging, they always smash it. It is amazing. The owner is lovely, the customer service fantastic, and I love the formula of this palette. Just look at this. Like, this was made to be a winter icy cold with some pops of red type of palette, and the shade Ski Bomb is absolutely stunning. It is a blue with a pink shift. You've even got the deep blue here, and you've got a white with a pink shift. Like, it's a little bit special, it's a little bit different, and I absolutely love Nomad. Another one from Nomad Cosmetics that I feel like would be really nice for winter time is the Fire and Ice palette. Look at this packaging. Amazing. Inside, this colour story. Oh, again, versatile for this time of year. You've got your blues, you've got a few greens, you've got orange and red. I really like the formula of this one as well. I loved playing with this one. I wanted to create something extra special with this, and I really love the look that I did with this. It is over on my Instagram, and I feel like you can go so many different ways with this one. And if you love indie brands, check out Nomad. Then we have the Beauty Bay Midnight palette. Like, doesn't this just encapsulate winter time? And you've got so much variety in this. They do this one in 3 different sizes. I do have the biggest one. I think is this got 42 shades? I feel like, yes, 42 shades. I can't remember how many the medium size has got, and I think the smallest one is a 9-pan, if I am correct. I did swatch this entire palette and do a look, so I will link that video. That took me a real long time to swatch. I think the formula, like I say, from Beauty Bay is really, really nice, especially when you're getting this many eyeshadows for the price that they come out with. I feel like the quality of Beauty Bay is really good for the price. I enjoy working with it. It's very pigmented, it's very blendable, it's fairly easy to use. I wouldn't say it's the most buildable formula in the world, but it is definitely buildable to an extent. Now, some people don't like Beauty Bay because the shimmers, some of them are a little bit putty-like and difficult to pick up on a brush, a little bit easier on the finger, so it's a love-hate relationship. You either love the shimmers from Beauty Bay or you hate them, but I do think they look beautiful on the lid, and I think it depends on what sort of base you've got down as to whether they're going to break up in the crease. But this colour story for winter, you know. Then we have the Gourmande Girls That Time of the Year palette. Look at this. Now, I do get some PR from Gourmande, but I believe this was one of the ones that I bought myself originally when I discovered the brand. I believe that is the case. And I do have a code with Gourmande that is affiliated, just in case you want to pick up anything from them. And inside, oh, look at this colour story. Again, super cute, and obviously designed for this time of year in mind, so of course the colour stories are going to be extra special. And the shade Icicle is beautiful. It's like a plummy base with a little bit of blue, and it's a little bit shifty. I really like the greens in this. You do still have some neutrals, and you do have this gorgeous powder blue. Then from Jolie Beauty we have the Ethereality palette. Now, it's not the most pigmented in the world. I think it's more of a buildable formula with the mattes, which isn't my personal favourite, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to enjoy it if you prefer a buildable formula. Not everybody likes pigment that is crazy straight out of the gate. I do think the shimmers in this are spectacular, especially the two, which ones were it? Fairy Dust and I think it's called Even Star are absolutely incredible. I wish all the shimmers in this palette were that formula because they are knockout, beautiful, sparkly, metallic, delicious. Again, I do have a video with this, but we do have some pressed glitters in this, which is this one up here and this one. I'm not a fan of pressed glitters. I don't like to put them on my eye whatsoever. I just wish that they weren't in palettes personally. I know some people love them, but it's definitely not for me. I don't feel like the black is the most pigmented black, but the colour story is beautiful. And I did say when I was reviewing this palette, I do think it could have been edited down slightly because there are so many shades that will look so similar together on the eye. But I think if you do like a more buildable formula, or you really like the formula from Jolie Beauty, this palette is beautiful for this time of year. I'm slowly losing my voice now and I've got 2 palettes left, so come on Kerry, we can do this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't used this palette. It's been in my collection now, is it 2 years since it released? It could be 3, I've got no idea. But it's just been sat on my shelf. I've been waiting for Christmas time to use it. I think I'll use it around Christmas time. I'll still keep it, it's fine. I'm gonna mention it to you. Obviously I can't comment on the formula with not using it, but if you have it and you like it in your collection, maybe this is your reminder to dig it back out. Please do let me know if it's good, and I might actually get round to using it. This is the BH Cosmetics Miss Claus Santa's Daughter is Here to Slay. Finally got to the name. The Lit List palette. This is what it looks like inside. I do believe Beauté may still have this if you're interested in picking it up, but we have a pressed glitter in the middle, which is the red shiny one, and that's so sad that that is not a shimmer, so that straight away puts me off. We don't have a mirror. It is quite a big palette and I tend to prefer smaller palettes now, if I'm honest, but I think the colour story overall is really, really nice. Like, have I even swatched this? I don't even think I've swatched it. It's literally still brand new, untouched. I got it for a bargain price though. In my defence, I think I bought it on like Boxing Day and it was reduced like to literally a couple of pounds. So I picked it up and then I never... Stop judging me. Judgy eyes. Okay, I've saved the best till last. You know what it is, don't you? If you've been on my channel recently, you know what this one is gonna be. I love cosmic brushes, and I cannot believe that they sent me PR. I've been in love with them for quite a while and picking up all of their palettes, but they sent this palette to me in PR very kindly. Thank you so, so much, Cosmic Brushes, because I would have been picking this up 1,000,000%. And I do have a code with Cosmic Brushes that is affiliated in case you're interested. This is the Winter Wonderland palette. And you can see why it sold out on the same day of launch. Like, this colour story is breathtaking. I love the aesthetic of Cosmic Brushes. I don't know how many times I've said that in videos, but every single time they release a palette and I look at it, I'm like, the packaging is always beautiful. The way that they've laid out the shades and the shades that are chosen, right up my street, which is what drew me to them in the first place. Then trying them and using the formula, I'm like, how is this not more expensive? They are so affordable. They're a UK based indie brand. Let me tell you, it is one of my favourite palettes in my collection. Like, wow. Like I say, I have done a video with this already. I'm planning to use it some more because it is very new into my collection and I definitely want to use more of the shades. I just feel like the different tones in this, the fact that we even have pastels and then we even go to a black and you've got all the shades in between, and you can go more teal if you want to, you can go more periwinkle, more purple. Like, I can't explain to you how much I love this palette. And there are two extreme shifty shades in here. I would call them multi-chromes, and it is Atmosphere, which is this one here. You will see it swatched in the video if you want to watch that. And we also have Winter Solstice. This is like a blue to a pinky orangey. It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. It was a joy to swatch this palette out on my arm and just see that colour story and the way that it swatched. This is why I saved this till last, because I knew I was going to ramble about it because I love it. I have no idea how many palettes that was. If you do know, please do let me know in the comments down below. I already have a sore throat. I need to go downstairs and get a drink. This does not fill me full of confidence when I have to film my full palette collection that is coming up very soon. I'm going to have to sit down and film it. It's probably going to take me a whole day, and there's going to be a little declutter within that, so please do subscribe if you're interested. But I've not even been talking for that long. My throat is hurting. I need to lay down in a dark room. That's going to be an interesting day. Now don't forget guys, please do check out Rachel's channel. She is fantastic. She makes a lot of sense when she's discussing things and giving her opinions and thoughts and goes into detail about things a lot more than I do, can I just add, and she does beautiful looks. And like I say, she does like to dive into older palettes as well. She doesn't just always pick up the new. So if you're interested in that, please do check her out. And I will have her Instagram down below as well. She is lovely and I can't wait to watch her video and see what is in her list. I'm probably going to look at things and be like, oh yeah, you know? Now I did film this makeup look. I can't even think right now which one is going to be going up first, this video or where I filmed this look, but just know that if it's not already on my channel, it will definitely be coming. And hopefully guys, you enjoyed the video. Please do let me know, did I miss anything? If you know what is in my collection, did I miss anything that you thought I should have picked? Because probably it was just an oversight on my part, because I'm sat staring at my makeup collection like, huh? Winter? And let me know, what are your guys' favourite winter palettes? Is there any that I need to pick up or look at? Let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, guys. Hopefully I didn't waffle on for a million years. Don't forget Rachel's link down below, as well as my socials and my YouTube membership and my Patreon group, just in case you want to join in the fun. And hopefully guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!